Hello everybody! Welcome! How are all of you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a significant amount of that. I hope you're all being good little kittens for me. Yeah? But this evening... Did I say this morning? How are you this evening? Jesus Christ, I cannot time today. So in case anybody was wondering why I wasn't streaming this morning, I was up with Lucian up until 2 a.m. I want to say, playing It Takes Two last night for stream, which is why I didn't stream this morning. However, I will be streaming tomorrow morning. At some point, I think I want to toggle back and forth between streaming on YouTube and streaming on Twitch, just because I know there are people who are more familiar on the Twitch platform and not so many on my YouTube platform. And also, yeah, so expect morning streams to be here and evening streams to be over on my Twitch. Yeah, I get that, right? Raise me. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna stop goofing off. We're gonna cut the... I forgot to grab water. That's not good. I am dehydrated. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Alright. So tonight we are gonna be playing more of Derek's DLCs. So we're gonna jump right into that right now. Alright. Is there a way to copy this link? There's not. Alright. Excuse me. And good news, if you didn't hear this on my if you don't follow me on Twitter, I finished my model is finished. All that needs to be done is for me to pay the other half, which I will do as soon as I can. God, I can't get over how good it looks. I've been on YouTube for a while now, though, because people still think I'm over there, even though I haven't streamed over there in a good while. I'm gonna be streaming there. I'm gonna be streaming here on YouTube in the morning, and then Twitch in the evening. Okay. That's what I'm gonna start doing. Yeah, if you want, and by no means do you have to, you can watch my VODs here on YouTube. Yeah, so if you want to know what's going on with me, I do post my update. Why? God, I hate this thing. There. That's what I wanted to do. So if you do want to... I do post my updates on... I can't think of websites right now. Twitter! I post my updates on Twitter if you want to know what's going on with me and where I am. Probably the best way to find out where I'll be streaming. But yeah. So starting tomorrow, I'll be streaming here in the mornings and Twitch in the evenings. I was going to stream on Twitch tonight, but then realized I'm going to be streaming on YouTube in the morning. Why bother? Chewbacca noise. So Redeems will be back. I'm also going to have to create another chat box, so that way I can, you know, chat shows up when I'm both streaming, regardless of where I am. Alright, let's shrink me. I said shrink, not move! God damn, computer, you have one jump and you failed! You failed miserably! Means I can't get points for the thing. You will be able to get points tomorrow, because like I said, I'm going to be streaming here on YouTube in the morning and then Twitch in the evenings. And I figured I'd do it that way, mainly because my morning streams tend to be shorter, with the exception of, I think, like a couple. But yeah, if you're wondering why you haven't been seeing my streams, I didn't quit streaming. That's not happening. Where's my bottom half? Give me a sec. I was gonna jump right into the game, but okay. So in order to see the lower half of my body, I have to move my model from VC face. How is it control? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. And then here's my tail. I whip my tail back and forth. 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 No legs for Avatar, not happening. Not again. Hey, listen. I have some nice legs and a nice tail, okay? Do you see this tail action? Listen, you gotta admit, this is one epic. Don't you dare pull my tail! Just because I'm your familiar doesn't mean you can pull my tail whenever you please! I'm having way more fun here than I should. They choose to yank the tail. Yeah, leave my tail alone. My tail has done nothing to you except exist. No, how are you gonna? My tail is part of my body. How do you expect to pull it out? This is just gonna be a stream where I just move my tail. Just waggy waggy the taily waily. Poor tail. Poor rail! Does this look like a rail to you? I'm having way more fun with my tail than I should. I almost never get to show the bottom half of the bottom half of my is it alt? I never get to show the bottom half of my model because it never comes up. I mean, that tail too. My tail just exists. Okay, look. Hey God, this is the most innocent tail you will ever see in your life. No touchy the tail. Respect the tail. Respect the tail. I repeat, respect the tail. Ever seen Dragon Ball? I'll remove it like that. I don't watch Dragon Ball. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. I've never been a real Dragon Ball fan. Brush the tail. Hey, listen. I only let certain select individuals touch the tail. Okay? Everybody else, no touchy the tail. You can admire the tail. You can embrace the tail. What do you mean, nom nom? Don't eat my tail. You can respect the tail. You can admire the tail. You can soak in the tail. You may not eat or touch the tail, though. You can respectfully stare at the tail. The tail, not my butt. The tail. I am indeed your familiar, but still, respect the tail. Respect the ears too, but the tail's getting harassed here, not the ears. So respect the tail, okay? Respect the bouncy tail. Respect the bouncing tail. Swivel, swivel. Wash the rice? What rice? You can pat my head. You can fluff my ears. You can scratch me behind the ears. No touching the tail, though. Tail is off limits. Oh, God. Should I get a redeem called Stroke the Tail, where you guys just stroke my fucking tail? Bounce right into my leave my tail alone! This isn't Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid where you can just detach my tail and eat it and it comes back on my body as it pleases. Okay. Yeah. The tail is a very sensitive area, okay? Have respect for the tail. Have respect for the cuteness that is my tail. Oh yeah, do you guys want to see my shoes? Because I don't think I've ever shown you guys on stream. We're doing a foot reveal. Well, shoe reveal. Gotta pay the tail tax. Yes. Exactly. My little cute kitty sneakers. What the fuck am I doing? But yeah, you guys wanted to see the lower half. Here you go. Yeah. So I will be getting a Blender model soon, which is basically going to look... which looks pretty much like this, except a lot better. No offense to Cordia. Don't get me wrong. I love my Vroid model. I do. I adore it. I might even use it as a redeem. I'll eat the shoes too. Why are you trying to eat my tail and my clothes? But I'm scary. If I'm scary, doesn't that mean I can brush the tail? No, you don't get to touch the tail. You do not get to touch the tail. Keijo doesn't even get to touch the tail. She wears short skirts. I eat sneakers. She's cheer captain and I'm eating sneak. Bruh. Can we have some respect for the tail and the sneakers and the stockings? Well, nobody said shit about the stockings, but I thought I'd throw that out there anyway. I do what I want. No. I can't get over how cute these stockings are. I absolutely love them so much. This looks even-ish, right? I gotta lower myself a little bit more. Okay. Oh my god. Should I just stream with my tail being the main character? Should I just stream with the lower half of my body instead of the upper half? Is that what you guys want? I keep pressing send instead of backspace and then messes up my typing. I feel your pain. Yeah. Do you? Oh god, should I just have a stream with my fucking lower half? Was that something you guys want? Because I'll do it. Yeah, that's my question. First of all, how would that even work? And second of all, do not touch my stockings. I don't think cloth and whatever the hell my sneakers are made out of, I don't even know, would taste very good. Yeah, eating everything is my thing. My excuse is that I'm a goddamn cat. Okay. And I am best kitty. I am best kitty. I am a good kitty. And yeah. I'm not a people, Keijo. I'm not human. Headstand street. Okay, I'm not flipping myself upside down, but just for your amusement, I will stream with my lower half instead of my upper half. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Oops, that's the game. Alright. Hold on. And I have to adjust the game. Hold on. Yeah. This is gonna drive me nuts. There, that's probably fine. Alright. Do you guys want me to do this with the view of my tail or just my stocking? Do you guys want a better view of the tail or no? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. For Christ's sake, I'm not trying to move the game. It's annoying. Why can't things on my computer just not be annoying? Is this what you guys want? Legs, what's on the menu? Legs, what's on the menu? Legs, what's on the menu? Leg. Alright. Can't believe I'm this is so stupid. Alright. Do you guys want to do... We already did responsible. So do you guys want Lemonade, Sorority, Siblings, or Boardwalk? This is the dumbest thing I've ever done. And I've done a lot of dumb things on this channel. So legs are on the mid. No, Keijo, no. Sit! Where did top half? Roasted. Okay, do you guys want me to stream with the top half or the bottom half? Because I cannot do both. What do you guys want? My legs or my face? Shaking, not I'm not a cocktail! I'm not something you can drink, Keijo! Getting gonna get weird, people. She just I don't care, I'll eat it. Oh no. Kitten gets weird people anyways. What is this going to change? And you guys never told me if you wanted the top half, bottom half, or if you got a side view of my tail or what. You gotta give people what them. I need an adult. 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 Guys, pick a DLC! Are we doing Lemonade, Sorority, Siblings, or Boardwalk? No, no, I am not. I'll be slowly right. Oh no. She's like 14. Excuse me, I am 4. This is just gonna turn into just chatting. Talking about my legs, thighs, and tail. Kitten is a baby. Boardwalk? Okay. It was early morning, but the day was already buzzing with excitement. Your whole family was gathered together with all the 5 Schwars in their cozy living room. Today, you are all making a trip to a boardwalk set park. It was a regular enough outing for Derek's family, but it would be your first time going. The boardwalk was a few hours away, and it was... Sorry, I can't stop laughing! The boardwalk was a few hours away, and it was even further when setting out from Sunset Bird. That's when the adults decided to meet up here at the Schwar's apartment instead of gathering at the boardwalk itself. Listen, I never get to show off these stockings, okay? They cute. The stockings will be my face today. Where's the voice of what you laughing for? Listen, the voice is coming from my stockings. They talk, okay? When my top half is absent, they take over. So meet the twins, Bonnie and Clyde. The baby legs. If I remember correctly, in cat years, I'm like, what, 3, I think? 2 or 3? It gave your moms a little break from driving, and everyone got their last chance to run to the bathroom. You would be leaving very soon. While you waited for the trip to officially start, you sat on the couch with your hands in your lap. Well, yeah, you baby. Yeah, I'm 4. We know this. Nah, I'm 4. Okay. If you guys are wondering about my actual age, I'm 25. I don't feel like it. For a few minutes now, you try to keep track of what the group gathered around the kitchen counter were up to. Oops. Elizabeth and your moms and Mr. Schwarz were all busy making preparations from what you could tell. Meanwhile, Mr. Schwarz had his hands full rounding up his 2 youngest kids. 25 minus 11. What the fuck, Keijo? Since they were taking an anti-shoe stance that morning, and in Nicholas's case, he needed to be talked into wearing a shirt too. Oh no! No, I'm 25. I had a birthday in March, so I'm 25. On the cushion next to you, Derek was pumped for what the boardwalk had to offer. He was rambling a mile a minute about all the fun stuff he couldn't wait to show you. I whipped my tail back and forth it. Yes! Yes, you have! You were excited about it? You were nervous about how busy it might be? You were simply happy because Derek was happy? I wouldn't say we're excited about it. Bouncing your leg, you struggled to contain your energy. You were just as eager to experience everything he described. I have pictures on Twitter if you're that curious. This journey was also the first time you and Derek's family were doing a big activity together. You couldn't believe it originally when the adults went through with organizing the trip. There we go. Kitten, is that your boyfriend on stream? On screen, excuse me? Not yet.
Let's go.
Kids, come join us in the kitchen. It's time to pack your treats.
Cool.
Sliding off the couch. You didn't have the faintest idea of what Mr. Schwarz meant, but you were summoned, and so you followed Derek's lead. He turned to say something over his shoulder. He guessed that line might have been confusing to a newcomer. The snack bags are what... Oh, this is Derek talking. My bad. The snack bags are what we do for large trips. Me and my brothers and you and Elizabeth too. We all get to fill little plastic bags with any sweets and stuff we want. I want donuts. I can't explain why, but I want donuts. Okay, currently in the story, the characters are 13. It was supposed to be for eating during the long-hour drive, but no one really cares when we snack. It's just so we have something if we need it. I like that. It's really nice.
Same.
I think so too. It's great to have on hand. Yeah, there should be a link to my Twitter in my description. As you reach the kitchen, Elizabeth breezed past you with your moms following a more relaxed relaxed pace. As you reach the kitchen, Elizabeth breezes past you with your mom's following at a more relaxed pace. Derek raised a skeptical brow and pointed in her direction with his thumb up. Does she want a bag? Oh, does she want a bag?
What?
You heard Mr. Schwartz. She called for the kids to come. Ma shook her head at Elizabeth's taunting display. Your sister stepped forward and held up a zip bag that you hadn't noticed before. I already got mine while we were getting things up for the rest of you. I ain't seen nothing. Here's my search bar and found it's so hot. Who needs a link? Triangle in this game or something? No, it's not a love triangle. So the first time we played, well, the first 2 times, we went for Co's route. This time we're playing Derek's. Excuse me. Her baggie was full of dried fruits and chocolate chip. You teasingly dangled it in your face and then in Derek. Very mature, Elizabeth. You're not one of the kids at all. God, I love Mom. You stuck your tongue out? Elizabeth snatched her bag of treats out of possible licking range and held it safely to her chest, wiggling the tip of your tongue. You and Ma both started giggling at the whole exchange. Unfortunately, no. Derek does not have a wedding story. Cove is the only one that has one. And it's not fair! Yes, I'm pouting! Yeah, compared to that, I'm basically 30. After she left the kitchen and plopped down in your old spot on the couch, your mom's joined her, putting Elizabeth in the middle. Ma comfortingly patted Elizabeth's leg. Glancing back towards the kitchen, George and Nicholas were finally dressed, and they dashed ahead of you. They excitedly crowded around their mom's leg. I'm still confused, though. What do you mean you're confused? You're confused about what? Now, don't forget the bag actually has to be able to close for it to count. See, even mom got a thing for the legs. Okay. Do you guys actually want me to stream with my lower half? Because I will if that's what you guys want. She began passing out baggies to her 2 youngest. And Mrs. Schwartz turned to you and winked. That's my one rule for the treat bags. But other than that, feel free to go crazy. Nicholas and George took out the cue to rush up to their counter lined with tasty options and started stuffing their bags. Mrs. Schwartz handed you and Derek your own plastic bags. Now that it was in your hands, you realized it was the smallest zip bag size. It was the smallest zip bag size. There was no way you were gonna be able to get every bit of everything. Oh, that's sad. So no donuts for us. From my experience, you can fit about 4 handfuls of stuff before it starts getting too tough to close. I'll have to strategize then. Thanks. The youngest boys swiftly finished their selection of road trip treats. George's bags closed easily while Nicholas's was proving a challenging squeeze shut. Whoops. The plastic bag was ballooned out on the sides and full of cookies and candy. His brow pinched as he struggled with the zip. To everyone's surprise, Nicholas got it sealed, and he proudly held the bag up for his mom's inspection. Impressed, she nodded. Don't forget to take a water bottle too. We don't want to lose anyone to dehydration. We need the emotion from reactions. What do you mean? The two boys held their prize tightly and grabbed the water bottles off the edge of the counter on the way to the kitchen. It was your turn at the buffet, and the spread was delicious. Ooh. They have potato chips, fruit gummies, peanuts, almonds, walnuts. Walnuts, absolutely. What else? Granola. I like sandwich cookies. And believe it or not, I don't like fruit gummies anymore. I used to when I was younger, but I don't now. I don't know. I mean, I like, other than Sour Patch Kids, I love those. But other than that, dried cranberries. Enjoy! Humming happily, you ran your hand across the plastic baggie. You were grateful for your haul and proudly showed it to Derek. He gave you a thumbs up.
I got you.
Variety is the spice of life. I still kind of wish potato chips were an option. I don't know why, but I like to have a balance. Like, if I'm gonna have a bag full of snacks left, right, and center, I want a variety. I personally want a combination of stuff that's sweet and salty. I don't know why. He closed his bag and you realized that it was completely full of a bunch of different things too. Chuckling, you gently poked the straining side of his plastic baggie. Yes, it is. I am sweet and salty, that's what she said. I don't get it. Is there some humor in finding sweet food and salty foods? Take a bag of sugar and salt. Gross! Okay, Joe, what the hell? Derek, did I miss something? Oh no, it was just a weird jump cut, which probably needs to get fixed in the game. Derek leaned across the counter for the water bottle. He slid one over for you, and you grabbed one for him, and you grabbed one for himself too, and grabbed one for himself too. Where's my emotions? Legs got no emotions. What do you mean? These legs got all the emotion. And the motion. They got all the emotion and all the motion. Yeah, exactly. The emotions are in the knees. Well, technically, they're on my upper thigh because that's where the cat faces are, but... Okay, I'll close up the packets then. We can leave this here for now.
Is that fine?
We don't have any more time to lose. Are we all ready? Several voices called back, answering yes. Mrs. Schwarz raised an eyebrow and walked out of the kitchen. No one needs to go potty? No. No, I don't have to go potty. Good. Anyone have questions before we go? She put a hand on her hip and glanced around the apartment. Mr. Schwarz raised his hand just as he caught her eye. I'd like to know how we arrange the rides. There's room for 5 in the back of our car and room for 3 in the Pauws car.
What do you think?
There is room to switch who is bringing who, if there's a want for it. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Elizabeth and Salem are welcome to ride with us. Or Derek can feel free to go with Pamela and Nolani. Elizabeth and Salem are welcome to ride with us. Or Derek can feel free to go with Pamela and Nolani. Nicholas and George are staying in our van though. Frustrated, both smaller boys pouted at their exclusion. George's jaw clenched as he crossed his arms. I'm not a baby. Why do I gotta stay in the van? I'm not a baby! Nicholas, you still need a booster seat. We can't put that in their car. Yo, leaving the kids in the van with the cansies, eh? Mr. Schwarz chuckled at Nicholas's angry grumble as he passed into the kitchen, aiming to pick up the remaining snacks. Mr. Schwarz sighed in a tickled but still long-suffering way. Dad, I need you to stay awake for a long drive. Can you two please keep us company in the car ride? Releasing a deep breath, George nodded. He knew this wasn't the day his mom was going to relent. Nicholas, on the other hand, continued to pout. Okay, Mom. Wait, yeah. Okay, Mom. Well, what do you think, Lonnie? Wait. Oh, what do you think, Molly? Either is fine with me. It's up to the kids to decide which they prefer. I'll stick with Mom's. She then curiously shifted her attention to you. The corner of her mouth pulled into a smirk because she knew that you and your friend were the ones that whole decision was for. Derek leaned in closer to you, cupping his hand to the side of his mouth so only you could hear him. Salem, what are you thinking? It makes sense for everyone to ride with their parents. I want to ride with Schwarz's. Derek should ride with us. Well, if he's alright with that. Cats. Do you want to ride with... Do you guys want to ride with the Schwarzes, or do we ride with our own family? You know what? Or should we just... We'll just ask Derek. What were you thinking? He inched back and nervously scratched the back of his neck. His cheeks turned a darker shade of pink.
Well...
Well... It'd be cool if you rode with me and my family. Let's go with your idea then. Well, yeah, but the question was, do we ride with Derek in his family's car or in ours? That's what I was trying to ask. I didn't know what to choose, so I was just like, you know what? You pick Derek. Really? Cool.
Let's go.
Okay. Now that's settled, we'll see you there.
Take care.
See you soon, sweetie. Oh, hold on. One last thing. Mr. Schwartz went over to your mom's and quickly went into some last-minute advice on the directions. While you waited, you noticed out of the corner of your eye that Mr. Schwartz had moved on from nibbling at the snack. Instead, you caught him passing George and Nicholas an extra cookie. Genuine cheer came back to both of their expressions. Aw. Derek got that big chain, he got money. Derek lives in a small apartment with his parents and his brothers. They were both so thrilled about the secret cookie that the earlier bitterness about being babied was all sweetened out. They are such little kids. Okay, fine. I'll lower myself back down. If Keijo and Turbo both admit to being cute instead of scary, because neither one of you are scary. The two families left the condo behind, chattering with eagerness for the day's activities. At the parking lot, the group split up to get into their different cars. Okay, I guess you're gonna have to look at my legs and the tail swinging behind them then. You follow Derek into his parents' minivan. Buckling up, you settled in for the long haul. Here we go. The Schwartz's minivan was a full house. Mr. Schwartz hopped behind the wheel with his wife sitting shotgun. She bent her back to double check that Nicholas was fully strapped into the car backseat behind her. Okay, so I'm gonna guess this is where Nicholas is. Derek, of course, had to sit in the open seat in that row now. That left you and George to take control of the way back. My ability to read was never there. What are you talking about? Mrs. Schwartz's brow furrowed with frustration. Once again, it became a battle. The wiggling 6-year-old fought against her attempts to tighten the car seat from straps. Once she succeeded, Mrs. Schwartz brushed the hair that fell behind her ear and turned to the rest of you with a lighter expression. Are we all ready? Yes! Yeah, Mom. Yep, all set.
Very good.
Ah.
Very good.
She made sure Nicholas was secure one last time before getting herself situated properly. You heard the click of her seatbelt, and then Mrs. Schwartz shifted her attention this time to the last row of seats. Ah, fuck. It's so nice to have you here, Salem. Thanks for having me. Of course, all of us are happy for the added company. Now that everyone was settled in, the car roared to life, and Mr. Schwartz pulled onto the road. Out of habit, he squeeze me. Out of habit, he reached over and clicked the CD player. CD player on. Upbeat children's music loudly filled the car. Oh no! Can we play? I don't know. The Blink 182 instead. Oh, I actually want to play Blink 182. God damn. Sugar dash woo there. There was a faint smile tugging at the corner of his mouth as he settled in to stare out the window. The wheels of the bus go wild and wild, wild and wild, wild and wild. The wheels of the bus go wild and wild, all wood down. You caught Derek's green-eyed gaze peeking at you from the space between the headrest and the backrest of the seat. You waved at him. Derek moved out of sight, but only to twist around in the seat to talk to you directly.
It's all good.
Thanks for coming with us on the drive. I can't wait to see the boardwalk. It's gonna be so fun! You only got as far as opening your mouth when Nicholas erupted into a stream of loud cheers. The young boy threw up his arms in the air, and Derek ducked his seat, clearly embarrassed. Where's the top? Where's the top part of the body then? In BC face. Nicholas's outburst didn't surprise you one bit. A tiny chuckle escaped Derek as he slowly slid his gaze back over to you. Sorry about that, Salem. The whole drive was possibly gonna be this rowdy. I don't mind. You sang along to the music to entertain Nicholas. I would do that. Look at this little beat. He's so cute. You joined the celebration, chatting about the day's plan. You sang to the music to entertain Nicholas. He immediately recognized the words that you sang, and Nicholas enthusiastically belted out the next verse with you. After a few chuckles, Derek and even his parents joined in too. Oh, that's cute. We only got legs. Did Keijo eat it? No. Keijo did not eat it. Did not eat me. As you all combined your voices from a unique harmony, George finally glanced from his window. He'd been listening along it and hesitantly started mouthing the words too. Okay. Later in the drive, Nicholas let out a gleeful squeal. You were confused at first at what managed to get that reaction out of him, but soon it became clear. Nicholas remembered he had an entire baggie of snacks. He triumphantly pulled it from his pocket and started munching away at the tasty treats inside. For once, George followed Nicholas's lead and relaxed into a chill snack time. I told you! You and Keijo both have to admit to being cute and not scary at all in order to see it. So, yeah! George munched away while watching the world pass by out his window. Derek, on the other hand, simply rested back into his seat with his arms behind his head. Because I said so! Well, sucks to be you then! You decided some snacks than you had. You saved your snacks for later. You know, kinda do want snacks. IRL, not game. But I already ate. I thought I was your favorite. Oh, sweetie, baby, honey. I'm my own favorite. Let's save the snacks for later. Resting your head back, you had a hunch that these snacks would be a lifesaver once your stomach started growling later. After Nicholas had devoured every crumb and licked every bit of sugar from his fingers, he was ready to play again. And so the ride continued on the blasting beat of classic kindergarten tunes with fun road trip games. And despite the trip supposedly taking hours, it didn't feel long until you noticed the first sign of your destination. Nope. With building anticipation, you caught the first flash of the tall rides in the distance. Both families pulled into the parking lot, and the kids excitedly bounced out of the car. The parents cheerfully waved at each other as the group closed the distance between them. We don't want legs a lot. Sounds like a skill issue. With everyone regrouped, the families strode into the boardwalk. Your eyes widened. The place was even more amazing than you'd imagine. Why are my legs shifting that way? When did that happen? Okay. Yeah. I guess he's a witness me wagging my tail. Why? So you don't have to see my tail bounce back and forth? It was like you stepped into a bright world of color. There were shops displaying various beach towels and boogie boards decorated with either popular cartoon characters or tropical flowers. Clothing stalls had racks of sundresses, cover-ups, and swimwear in every pattern imaginable. Ahead, you can make out the colorful tufts of stuffed animals from the prize boards. I told you what you have to do, Turbo! Darts, ring toss, skee ball, and more waited further down the boardwalk. Music filled the air, but when you listen closely, you can make out so much more. There were various cheers and shouts of victory and fear. The screams had to be coming from the massive wooden roller coaster that the towels that towered beyond the stalls. Well, this isn't Twitch, is it? From what you could tell already, this boardwalk was easily 5 times the scale from the entire street in Sunset Red. Uh-huh. Yeah, you're as scary as a chocolate chip cookie. You loved it. You still prefer the town. Sure, you said you felt uncomfortable. You were in good spirits. I think, oh, this sounds like it'd be awesome. It was exhilarating taking in the scope of the boardwalk. You're going to implode if you didn't start exploring soon. The group began navigating down the wooden boards. Mrs. Schwarz hastily grabbed onto Nicholas's arm for safekeeping, and just in time, too. You touch my tail, I'll swallow your soul. I will step on you. I'll step on you and swallow your soul. Yes, we can. Yeah, no, sweetie. Yeah, it's so cute that you think that you're so adorable. Yes, you are. Who's an adorable little teddy bear? Who's an adorable, soft, cuddly little teddy bear? You are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. The group began navigating down the wooden boards. Mrs. Schwarz hastily— oh, wait, never mind. I already read this. The bustling mood of the area had Nicholas roaring too. He wanted to see, play, and explore every inch. Unfortunately, the poor parents were just not as energetic as the hyper 6-year-old. With an affectionate shake of her head, Mrs. Schwarz struggled to hold on to Nicholas' tiny hand as he attempted to sprint ahead. Irene, why not let the children go?
What?
That'd be fine.
This child here and the rest of them. I'm sure they'd rather enjoy the park on their own and at their own pace. They'd be safe with each other. Yeah, there's a reason I don't show cats in horror films. She carefully weighed the scenario in her mind while Nicholas was too busy trying to forcibly move her towards the important conversation happening. Your moms shared a glance. I'd be alright with that as long as nobody left the boardwalk. It's large, but not too large. The kids are getting older, and they've earned a little freedom from our all-seeing eyes. Yeah, sweetie, honey bear. Sweetheart, no. Okay, adults and kids have to have their own day at adults and kids get to have their own day at the boardwalk. Oh wait, that's mom speaking. Let me try this again then. Okay, kids and adults. Okay, adults and kids get to have their own day at the boardwalk. You caught both Elizabeth and Derek. Freaking up. This is clearly a sign of a perfect day ahead for the two. And then Mrs. Schwartz passed Nicholas off to her husband for a moment. She mentioned for the older kids to circle closer to her. No more treats for Nicholas. He's had enough candy and cookies for the day. I'm counting on you to keep that. Mr. Schwartz over there can't be trusted.
Oops.
He stood up straighter and looked away from his wife, pretending that he had no idea what she was talking about. Her knowing smile cracked into a light-hearted laugh. I'm the scariest! That is how you sound! You admire the way her eyes sparkled, teasing her husband. She moved her attention back to the rest of you, and both George and Elizabeth gave her confident nods.
I'm on it.
We've got this, Mom. No, it's not! That's so mean! Derek answered with an added thumbs up. Mrs. Schwartz proudly beamed, letting her go between her boys. Derek's right. We got this. Oh, speaking of getting things, I have some money on hand for me and my brothers. Will you and Elizabeth be able to buy ride tickets and knickknacks? Or any of that sort of stuff? I doubt the pocket change I have is going to be enough for anything. I remembered I had my wallet. You confidently put your hands on your hip. Unimpressed, Elizabeth rolled her eyes. Good for you. Wouldn't say that if you ever heard me so blech. Uh-huh. Yeah, I would. We're gonna spend money on you two all day anyway, so there's no harm if we let you have it. Besides, we don't go on trips like this every day. Go a little wild. Exactly. We want you to be able to do things here. Ah, fuck. Mom dug into her purse and she pulled out a handful of bills. She carefully counted $15 and handed it to Elizabeth. Your sister was unimpressed at the amount and recounted the bills herself. Mom handed you your own $15 next, and you quietly chuckled to yourself. What is my British accent? There's no thing for you to comprehend! Aw, Turbo. Are you okay over there, sweetie? Do you want me to stop teasing you? You couldn't help thinking about how it probably would have been 20 if Mr. Holden was there. Yes, Turbo. What is it, boy? Come on. Be a good boy and speak up. Bullying! Bullying! What are you trying to tell me, you don't like it? Is that what it is, boy? Thanks, Mom.
Alright.
We're all set then. We'll meet here again at 8 p.m. in front. We'll meet again here at 8 p.m. at the front of this first stall. Yeah, well, bleh. It's terrible. My adorable little cutie. Do you actually want me to stop? Mrs. Schwartz took her youngest's arm and crouched down to his level. She brushed some stray hair out of his face. Mom, I'm Scowy! Scary cute, you mean? Oops. Go and stay with your brothers today. Be good for them. With an eager nod, Nicholas bolted over to Derek and clung to onto his chin. Amato! I'm Scowy, not adorable! I'm Scowy! No, you're not, honey. You're really not, but it's so cute that you think that. Yeah, you're such a cute little teddy bear. It's like having my own little pet. Like I said, you are as scary as a chocolate chip cookie. Derek laughed the sudden weight and put his hands firmly on his younger brother's shoulders just in case he decided to run off. The two sets of parents disappeared into the crowd, moving towards the nearby stores. I'm no pet. Turbo. So you don't want me to call you my good boy and give you head pats? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Standing on your tiptoes, you caught your moms waving goodbye one last time before they were completely out of sight. Elizabeth spun in a circle, spotting all things she might want to try. She must have deemed the boardwalk to be cool because she was cheerier by the second. Eventually, her gaze returned to you and the Schwartz brothers. It was clear that her daydreams crashed back into reality. Next to her, George rocked up those tiptoes, then back down. Catching your eye, he stopped and nervously inched a little bit closer to Derek. It must have felt awkward for a little kid to have two new additions to what was usually a special family affair. You offered him a smile, but tried not to stare at him. You were so eager to get this going already. The clock was ticking, and you didn't want to miss a single activity. Derek awkwardly took a couple of steps forward. His strides were wobbly as Nicholas held onto him tighter, but Derek was ultimately unfazed. Okay. We should start the day right. The face painting stall is up here in the front. Face painting! Hi, Angel baby. How are you? Have a nose kiss? Give mommy nose kisses. George brightened with the notion of Nicholas and Derek as hard as he could without shaking himself off. grin widened as he laughed at his brother's delight. Yeah, let's go! Face painting? Are you serious? Nicholas was too absorbed with thoughts of pain. To notice her attitude. As George's joy vanished instantly. You could pinpoint the exact second Elizabeth remembered how much younger Derek's siblings were. Elizabeth uncrossed her arms, feeling a bit rotten. She cleared her throat and begrudgingly tried to pull back on her visible distaste. I don't need one. However, of course, we can go to that stall. Anyone who wants to should do it. That's great. Honestly, there's lots of time to do and tons of things, so it's not a big deal if sometimes it isn't what you want to do, right? His green stare hardened. He directed the statement at both the youngest and the oldest member of the crew. Elizabeth snorted, displeased at that a little kid like Derek was acting like he was in charge. Derek's the most mature one here! And I want to get my face painted too, so bleh. Derek wasn't in his respectful mood. But Derek wasn't in his respectful guest mode, which it was what Elizabeth usually saw of him in the neighborhood. Derek was entirely in the eldest brother role. He kept a stern stare on her for another moment before shifting to you. Are you alright with letting my brothers get their face painted? You can too if you wanna. It's actually a lot of fun. You're not— Woohoo! Face painting! Face painting! He threw both fists into the air as he cheered, and all three Schwartz brothers beamed. Before anyone moved, Derek carefully removed Nicholas's hands from his pants and took a hold of the youngest boy's hand instead, like his mom had done before. Excuse me. Derek cheerfully pointed ahead with his free hand.
Let's go.
Derek led the way for your grip. You followed this line of sight to the row of shops and spotted a large, colorful umbrella. As you approached, you noticed two open chairs under the shade of that umbrella. One for the artist and the other for the person being painted. Next, there was a canvas posted with a collage of photos. Oh, I'm sorry. Blame Mother Nature for my natural bodily functions. I apologize from the bottom of my cold, dead, kitty heart that I am only a vessel of planet Earth. Yeah, well, Mother Nature said I'm adorable. That's a cute way of saying I'm adorable but don't want to admit it because I'm a big baby. The examples showed off cheeks dotted with daisies, sparkling gold stars shooting over the temple's peace signs, and a whole rainbow of butterflies. And now adorable, yeah, baby. Terrible, sweetie. Would you like some head pats and cuddles? Do you want a hug? I'm 25. Thank you very much. You peeked at the painting tools and the mirror on the wheeled counter. The artist appeared to be a teen just out of high school, or maybe in college. Many of the stalls you passed had younger people running them. Yeah, I'm the 4-year-old, which is why you're pouting so much. Turbo. Do you want cuddles and head pats or not? Use your words. The artist eyed at your group carefully in return. Maybe I do? What does maybe mean? Hello! Hi, welcome! I'm Xavier. Would you like me to paint your face today?
Definitely.
Xavier went over and plopped down on one of the chairs. Jerry nudged George towards the other. You want to go first? George hesitated and chewed his bottom lip, but he wasn't sure until he realized that no one else moved to take an open seat. He seized the opportunity and sat down. Come on, boy. Speak up. What can I do for you?
Okay.
I want a football right here. Well, I'm missing a beat. George pointed to his forehead. Elizabeth huffed quietly at the conversation, but Xavier gave a serious nod. I can do that. No problem. Wait, sorry, let me read that again. I can do that. No problem. The artist lightly brushed George's bangs aside and began to work. Next to you, Derek's brow furrowed intently as he studied the picture collage of options. Then be a good boy for me and say please. The artist lightly brushed George's bangs aside and began to work. Next to you, Derek's brows furrowed intently as he studied the picture collage of options. What's up, Derek? Come on. Please! Okay, let me rephrase that. Say please nicely. But Derek continued to quietly mull over things. He pressed a hand to his chin and sighed. Nicholas will get what I get. I'm not sure what I want to get because of that. He doesn't like soccer as much as George likes football, so that's probably not the best choice. I could get a car for obvious reasons, but Nicholas really loves rainbows, and he does already have cars on his shirt. Ooh. Oh, that's just mean. Let's do it. You get a spider. Nicholas can pretend it's a real one and scare people. I'll give him something to entertain himself. Oh, that's a great idea. You know, there was an attitude. I heard a little attitude there, so, nope. You can do better than that. Derek whoops Derek ran an absent-minded hand through his hair as he imagined the ways his brother would terrorize those within his orbit. He laughed. Come on, you can do better than that.
Right.
I think Nico was gonna get a kick out of it. The corner of your eyes curled mischievously. You rubbed your hands together. Excellent. George's football didn't take long to finish at all. He got up with a delighted grin and tried to tip his head enough to see the painting without a mirror. He couldn't, but that didn't put a damper on his fun. One of his hands hovered around the football, and you knew that he was fighting the urge to poke at the wet paint. Derek slid onto the customer's chair next. Nicholas leaned his hands on the edge of the seat and intensely watched the artist get to work. Please, can I have huggies and pats? Yes, you may. Good boy. Come here. The artist proudly added the finishing touches, but then the brush addressed the youngest Schwartz instead of the artist. Let me try reading this again. The artist proudly added the finishing touches, but then addressed the youngest Schwartz instead. Xavier twirls their paintbrush. Now, what do you think? It's awesome! Just what I like to hear. You're good to go then.
Thanks.
Thank you. Zero took one last glance at himself in the mirror and hopped off the chair. He pointed at the seat with his thumb. You too, Nico. Nicholas clambered onto the chair with a pinched brow. Once he got settled, he sat up tall like a big boy. Oh, Turbo, you're so cute. Hello, what can I do for you today? A spider! Xavier's gaze instinctively went back to the piece they finished on Derek. They immediately put together what was happening. That's a great idea. Let's get started. Nicholas nodded and then put his mental energy into holding still. You weren't sure how long the 6-year-old could keep that up before he started to squirm. Turbo, do you want me to stop then? While it was fun to watch, Nicholas knew that your focus was better spent deciding on what design you were actually getting. You were next, so you gave the canvas another look. Picked out the football. I want to get a tiger. football, soccer ball, basketball, butterfly, heart, shooting star, rainbow, smiley face, car, skull, peace sign, alien face, cheek whiskers, and a painted nose. My cat, you know what we have to pick. You know. Oh, do you want me to stop with the huggles and the head pats? We have to go with the cat whiskers and a painted nose. Again, Xavier made a quick work painting Nicholas. Again, Nicholas? Not Nicholas, sorry. Again, Xavier made a quick work of painting Nicholas. Was soon jumping out of his chair with a brand new spider on his adorning cheek. He walked over and took his place in the chair. Can I get one too? Of course. The three brothers huddled off to the side, proudly admiring and showing off each other's face paintings. Elizabeth crossed her arms, spotting you in the chair next. She'd been quietly hanging around the stall, attempting not to be too impatient. You're the last one left to go. I can start when you're ready. Right. You shifted your attention from your group and instead stared directly at the artist's face. You like their pink hair. Oh no, Nicholas is— that's what I thought too, but nope. They're all boys. It was pulled back and tucked under a uniform hat. And from the distance, you realized their eyes were more purplish than the brown color they looked when further away. So what can I do for you? Could you paint me? Oh, I was about to read this with a British accent. I was gonna say, what? She got cut. Hello, Foxy. Welcome. How are you? Could you paint me cheek whiskers and a painted nose? Because we're cats. Whoops. I can work with that. The artist dipped a clean brush into their starting color, and they reached forward and began drawing in your cheek. The paint felt cooler than you imagined. Trying not to move too much, the bristles lightly tickled as they glided across your skin. Stroke by stroke, Xavier started with the outer lines and then filled in the center of the drawing. Aloha, Virus, hello, welcome. I already told you what to do, Turbo. And before you knew it, it was over. You eagerly checked yourself in the mirror on the counter and beamed. Thanks so much! Ah, why does that keep happening? You're welcome! Wait, how would I— let me try this again. You're welcome. You got up and rejoined the others. There was a delighted pep in your step as you pointed to the final result. Elizabeth let out a strangled laugh. You were really testing her to attempt to not mock the whole paint pasting thing. Derek brushed her off. That's a good one! What happened to you? Thighs happened! And don't forget the swiveling tail. Which one? What was it again? you? I haven't been to your streams, I guess, for a few months, but how are you? Still, how are you? I'm good. You? Just wagging my tail. Oops. Nope, that's not right. Oops, I think that's center-ish. I'm good, but even better from seeing Pauws. The kid will bring back the top Jaff. I know, I have nice thighs. Admire. Now that you and the Schwartz brothers were happy with all of your face paintings, it's time to discover the next activity. Derek quickly paid for him and his brothers. You dug out some of your own money too, and then it was time to go. Have a good day! I sound like a baby there. Have a good day! You too, Xavier! Your group gave one final round of thank yous to Xavier before moving from the stall. The flow of the crowd brought you all drifting down the boardwalk. As you traveled further in, you actually spotted your parents. The Schwartz boys jumped and waved, and their dad did excitedly the same thing across the way. Nope, until you admit that you're cute and not scary, you get a view of my legs and my tail. Same goes for Keijo. If she's still here. But Kitten, but nothing. Next to him, Mrs. Schwartz tried hiding her ear-to-ear grin with her hands. Your moms had their heads close together, laughing at Mr. Schwartz. Oh, you shouted, you jumped and shouted, you just waited. You waited too quietly. You had the outburst. I'm the scat we want. Yeah, no. Exactly! Virus is right. I'm just saying you jumped and shouted. Bouncing in place, you yelled until your throat ached. You weren't sure they could hear you over all the noise. Over here! Ma! Mom! Mom, 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 mummy, 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 mom. I don't bow down to adorable teddy bears. Nor do I give huggies and head pats to misbehave teddy bears. They both reached over the sound of your. They both reacted to the sound of your voice. Ma whistled as you jumped, and Ma waved joyously. At your side, Elizabeth huffed, embarrassed by everyone's behavior. Do I get huggies? That depends. Virus, have you been a good boy for me? Just take my huggies and that's. Yes, I can, and I will. Then your parents continued with their own adventure. Your group traveled further down the boardwalk. You browsed the long row of shops, pointing out all the interesting things on sale. But nope, no buts. No! As the afternoon stretched on, your gang continued to enjoy the boardwalk. Elizabeth took long strides and led the pack, cutting her way through the crowd. Everyone was willing to follow her. The Sparse brothers were giving some leeway since it was her first time there. And you were used to your older sister's attitude. She was making a beeline to the roller coaster, the singular big kid ride of the boardwalk, and nothing was gonna stand in her way. He kept Elizabeth and walked alongside her. He hung back with Derek and George and Nicholas. No, let's hang out with the boys. Excuse me. Elizabeth was fine on her own, and you weren't just there for the ride. You wanted to spend time with your friend. Nicholas had stopped holding on to Derek instead of fitting around his own. Bye. Oh, you have been good? Alright. Virus. Come here, cutie. Derek continued to keep a sharp eye on him. He occasionally pursed his lips when Nicholas was on the cusp, wandering further away than safely allowed. He watched the little boy as well. His attention wasn't nearly as single-minded as Elizabeth. Yes. Yeah, Virus. You still want those cuddles and head pats, boy? He eventually started to lag, unable to keep up with Elizabeth's breakneck pace. But anywho, I have to leave. Oh, okay, I'll see you later, Virus. Nicholas tottered at the end of the group, lowering his pace, falling behind, then bursting forward to catch up. It happened on replay. His eyelids drooped and his head bobbed forward. There was an expression of vacant determination on his face. I take them before I leave. It was a special kind of stubbornness only the youngest people in society could muster. The type where the concept of stopping wasn't just ignored. It flat out didn't exist in their minds. Luckily for Nicholas, he had a more self-aware big brother who could set limits. Who could set limits for him. Hey, let's sit down for a second. What? It's a long walk, especially if you've got small legs. So you mean for you? Are you gonna do what I say, Turbo? I'm still waiting. Too bad. That's right. I do need to take a break. I love how Derek just owns up to his short height and doesn't get all pouty about it. It's great. Derek willingly accepted Elizabeth's shot at his stature. You could guess he was pretty easily based on his leading tone. If Derek wanted to rest, Nicholas would want that too. Are we being pouty? I guess you want to lose your cuddle and head pet privilege. Is that it, Turbo? Nope. Sorry, that's not how this works, dearie. Derek scanned the area and pointed at some of the tables in the distance. Elizabeth glanced at the path ahead once, but didn't argue about changing course. She picked an empty table that looked to be the cleanest of the selection. Everyone took a seat with a marked preference for sitting under the shaded half. But nope. No buts, baby. She grabbed her water bottle and took a long, refreshing drink. It remained relatively cool on your tongue. And? You're cute, and? Derek hefted Nicholas up in his lap. His brother wiggled it slightly until he found a comfortable position. Salem has the right idea. It's water time! Nicholas gave no audible response. His eyes were completely closed. However, he did accept the water Derek placed into his hand. He sipped it sluggishly. What else I gotta say? You still have to admit that you're not scary. No buts? Unfortunately, Nicholas tipped the water bottle upwards and started to spill.
Oops.
Derek snatched the bottle back and chuckled. Nicholas opened his eyes slightly, barely perturbed by getting slashed. He wiped his wet face on Derek's shirt and stayed resting against his chest. Oh, poor baby. Oh, come on. You can do better than that. Derek patted his head. You had to admit, it was cute. Elizabeth and George drank their water too, side-eyeing the scene, but not saying a word. Well then. I guess you're just gonna have to live with my legs. You should drink Derek. Those are George's example of solid legs already. You should drink Derek. Thanks, I will. I am such a mom friend. Good boy. Alright, I'll lower myself down then. Trying to figure out where the middle is. That's probably fine. He pulled out his bottle with a smile and began to hydrate. George finished his drink and with a final chug, he inclined his head towards his two brothers. Nicholas is gonna fall asleep. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want my face to disappear? Nope. You dug your own grave. Lie in it. Nicholas, excuse me, not a Nicholas. Elizabeth twisted the cap back on her bottle. She was ready to go. What now? Nope, you already lost your privileges. Nicholas let out a small, snuffy nose snort. Derek looked down at his clearly sleeping little brother, but it was no issue for Derek. He brushed it off as easily as Elizabeth's insult. But Kitten! No. Nope. Sorry. It's cool. If our parents... I'll find our parents and they can look after Nico while he naps. Mom and Dad won't mind taking him along since he's down for the count. Oh, my poor sweet baby. They're probably still sitting at one of those restaurants or browsing a store or something. Elizabeth nodded, glad it wouldn't be her problem. George appeared more hesitant.
Okay.
He peeked at Elizabeth and then back to you. Derek smiled reassuringly and continued to pitch his plan.
Anyway.
Plus, Elizabeth wanted to ride the roller coaster. I would have had to sit back with Nicholas anyway, since he's too short for it. It just made sense for the three of you to do that while I'm dropping off Nicholas. So go get that ride. I'll catch up later. George sighed. He was being left behind thanks to Nicholas, but that was placid enough not to argue with his older brother. What I gotta do? I don't know. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Okay, you know I accept the plan. We should all go. The sweating was a bad idea. I'll stay with you so you two aren't alone. Derek's brow furrowed at your request. It's gonna be a chore. Fewer people doing it means more people actually having fun. Please, Kitten, the top hat. Nah. Sorry, sweetie. Don't worry about me. Wait, fewer people means more people are actually having fun. Don't worry about me. I can be another set of eyes so you can find your parents faster. Oops. No. I want to help. I'll be good. No. Nope. I don't trust you on that one. There, gave you another minute to change your mind. And you didn't. Let's see. Derek give another minute to change your mind. When you didn't, he beamed back at you.
It's odd.
Alright, you're with me. You continued, now full of eagerness. You promise? Still not convinced. We'll have 2 teams and 2 missions. Ask Nico over to the parents and ride the roller coaster while that's happening. Let's get it done. Caleb and I will meet you at the ride, so you can stay there if you finish first. The plan met everyone's approval. Elizabeth faced Derek.
Thanks.
Well, thanks then. Her tone was lukewarm and could easily be mistaken as sarcastic. Derek shot you a look, not completely sure if Elizabeth was serious or not. You had a snorted and discreetly nodded back at Derek, willing to play. Elizabeth you held the snore, discreetly nodded back at Derek, willing to play Elizabeth's interpreter. Derek laughed and smiled at your sister.
Bye.
I promise. Why, and do whatever you tell me to do. I'm still not convinced. Bye. He winked at you while Elizabeth and George began to get up and ready themselves. We'll see you soon. Lucy, hello, welcome. How are you, cutie? Carefully shifted Nicholas around from snoozing on his lap to buoyed him in his arms. Gently, he eased onto his feet. You dealt with your water and sprung up to your feet. Nope. Let me say. Elizabeth, you better take care of George. Elizabeth rolled her eyes enough. Whoops. Don't worry, I got it. My job to be responsible now. I don't want to look at the legs. Angel is streaming? Heck yeah. Wait, now that I have that information, do I go harass Varendell? What a stupid question. Of course I do. I have to. Well, actually I'll let you guys hear what I do to him. If I have a good redeem, if I have enough points for an interesting redeem. Senor, help me! Just so you know, that's Lucian, another VTuber, who you should follow on Twitch on... Speaking of which, I should probably check my, Okay, I do not have him on here anymore. Cool. Huh? Oh, you are? Good boy, Lucy. That is not the streamer I wanted to click on. Oh, there's Varendell. Hey, we need the top half, senor.
Hey, you can't sit on the bench.
But on the Samsung side, they have...
Hey, you can't sit on the bench.
But on the Samsung side, they have folding phones and an
What do we have? We got hydrate.
Waiting for all that to
Do
come
I
over
make?
here.
Okay.
It's already over there.
And I don't mean this in a bad way. This is not meant to be a sob story. Don't worry. Don't you dare start. Can't wait for the stories, bro. We'll get to them. We'll get to them. I'm giving them a moment because I don't want to just dive right into the stories. Hey, Demi. And look how I was thinking with 100 bits. I appreciate it. But no.
Don't mind me just messing with Varendell.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all need to start on the hype train. I'm about to start on a low note. We're gonna get up and then I'll bring it back. Thank you, Kitten, for the hallelujah. But yeah. How do I play this? No, I've been feeling like the second run. Lately, I like putting out content, right? I like doing the streaming thing. Because I enjoy the interactions with you guys. I enjoy streaming with you guys. I enjoy putting out the stuff that is fun.
Did we all just go to Varendell's channel? What the hell?
But for the past
What the fuck, my people?
I'd say month, maybe month and a half. I don't know. Something hasn't been clicking with streaming. And I've been trying to figure out what exactly that is. And I think I finally did. Ken has come to bully you. Well, that's a-okay, Kittens. Welcome to come on into this channel. Kitten's cool. I don't mind at all. Welcome on in, welcome on in. Tonight I'm having a little bit of a story time. I just got back from my convention and I'm here to talk about it. And Robo Taze, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome to the blind. Yeah, we're here to have a relaxed story time. But I've been feeling I've been in a rut. I don't know what it is, and I didn't know what it was. And I think I finally figured it out, and I'm here to talk about that. And I'll explain how this all ties into PAX in just a second. But first, the PAX stories, shall we? We're here to talk about that. So, how was PAX? Dorky, I'm the scary Teddy King, and you said you was gonna redeem something weird. She redeemed the Hallelujah redeem. We got hit with that. Hallelujah is very loud. Hold on, let him cook. Oh my gosh, but no. So this axe. I have more respect for me than most other people. Thank you. I appreciate that. Alright, story. This past PAX East was different. Normally when I do PAX, when I go to these conventions, right? I go there with the intent of going to find video games, going to play, do stuff, going to do activities and try to find new video games. That's my main goal. Playing games, right? Hello, I'm a massive fan. I'm sorry to hear, Shiro. Sorry to hear, brother. I hope the pain passes for you soon. Hope you didn't hurt yourself, and if you did, please relax. Do whatever you need to do to relax, my friend. That's simply my goal. Normally, as of late, the exception of 1 year, most years I go with a group of me, my best friend, and as of late, me, my best friend, right? Wait, you did not go there to hook up? No, I did not go to a nerd convention to hook up.
What the fuck?
Better places to hook up
What the hell?
than a nerd convention.
What the
You wanna why? Everybody's busy. Everybody's really fucking busy at PAX. There's no time to hook up.
What the fuck?
It's not permanent, but muscle related. All right.
Who the
That's
fuck
good.
goes to a
Yeah,
nerd
get your
convention
rest.
to
Get
do
lots of
that?
massages in. PAX is also a place to find a mate. What are you talking about? It's cool to meet friends, but I don't go there to hook up.
Okay, I'm done messing with Varendell now. I'm sorry. I haven't seen his streams in a while, and he's a good friend of mine. I kind of missed him. Don't tell him I said that part, though. He doesn't need to know. He absolutely does not need to know that. But yeah, I Loki, though, I adore that man so much. Her sharp gaze spelled to George. He immediately straightened up, nervous. Oh god, poor George! Maybe we should have stayed back. Jesus fuck! Derek began to speed walk, moving quickly but smoothly, not to jolt his brother too much. He kept a good pace, not to be left behind. There was no dawdling and no distraction, despite the best attempts of the boardwalk to draw guests' attention with dazzling displays and enthusiastic employees. Derek might as well be walking through an empty hall. I was not joking when I said to V. I have more respect for him than I do most other people. Okay, my other friends, I'm just freaking mean to. Varendell, I might poke a joke at here and there, but in general, I'm pretty nice to him. I think the two VTubers I have the most respect for are probably Varendell and Ashley Rosenkrantz. More so Varendell. Actually, no. Considering how much I mess with Ash given the opportunity. Yeah, I mean, I'll get back to you on that one. Derek might as well have been walking through an empty hall. You followed your friend down the line of stories and peeked into the restaurant windows, but there was no sign of the parents. Your steps started to slow down as you checked another side of the massive boardwalk. This might take longer than I thought. But it'll be alright. He He kept upbeat as he pressed his face into yet another window. Still nothing. Maybe George and Elizabeth will have time to ride the roller coaster twice. It's not like that'd be horrible for them. So... There, his enthusiasm flagged a little. Oh, sweetie. Baby. My dear sweet Turbo. What makes you think I was trying to hide from you?
That's a bummer.
It does suck that you're stuck with me. It does suck that you're stuck with this. Sorry. I don't want to ride the other closer anyway, you admitted. I'm not stuck anywhere. I'm spending time with you. I'd rather be here. I'm just gonna say, it means you're stuck too. Well, yeah, but... No, what is it, dear? Speak your mind. I'm happy to be stuck with you. He grinned and led you to the next restaurant to peer into. This one appeared as empty as it was old-fashioned. After a bit more searching, Derek spoke up again.
So...
Do you like roller coasters or are you scared of them? I'm gonna say, I think roller coasters are great. They're fun. The corners of Derek's lip raised. Then we'll have to ride it together later. Elizabeth and George can deal with going again. Elizabeth and George can deal with going again. His response made you glad that you were friends. Actually, my family really likes going to amusement parks. I've been to this boardwalk probably more than 5 times. And we've gone to other places. Some have a lot more ride options. Lucy, what is that face, honey? Baby, what is it? Why? Sorry about that, cat. Oh, and water parks too. I might sleep at 2 a.m. Ah, alright. Get some sleep, sweetie. He continued chatting along about his favorite water park as you searched down the boardwalk. There are slides and raised livers, those giant buckets that dump water on you. That's amazing! It's nothing. He dismissed your amazement, flustered, and sped up his pace. And you have plenty of time to catch up. You keep coming along with my family. You can keep coming along with my family. You listened carefully as he recounted his past theme park excursions. He ranked them on attractions, wait time, and stuff to keep younger family members entertained. With the conversation light, you both laughed and smiled as you walked. Wait! He stopped in his tracks. Nicholas lightly thumped against his cheek at the sudden loss of momentum. Derek readjusted him, and luckily Nicholas stayed asleep. I totally forgot that we're supposed to be finding our parents. I wasn't even looking anywhere. He shook his head to refocus. Yeah, we got a little distracted. Without a reminder, you both continued searching. Sleeping Beauty occasionally let out a snore, but other than that, Nicholas didn't contribute to the quest. You wandered around the boardwalk, eyes peeled for any sign of your parents. The sky turned golden as the sun began to disappear under the horizon. You glanced out to the sea, and it looked as if the ocean was swallowing the day. Lights began to click, and the already shiny buildings of the boardwalk were set aglow. You took a moment to absorb the sunset. It was nice to take a breath and ignore the noisy backdrop. It was then that you finally got an answer to your mystery. No wonder you hadn't noticed before. Derek! Look over there! Derek took a gander at your direction. He raised his eyebrows. Derek squinted into the distance before he dropped his jaw. As soon as he understood, he blurted out his shock. They rented bikes! Wait, they rented bikes? Nice. Cutie Teddy, gonna steal Kitten's bed and sleep on that. Sweetie, no, you're sleeping on the floor. You don't get the privilege of the bed. Across the way, pedaling along, the pairs of parents were having a lovely double date. They were far enough that you couldn't see much more than the helmets, but you could tell that Mom was laughing about something with her head thrown back. That explains that! He muttered under his breath in frustration. Can't take Nicholas on a bike. Derek shrunk in on himself. He's the kid. They have to take them. Derek squirmed uncomfortably, not disagreeing with you, but not happy with the answer. He grimaced at the distance. The parents were blissfully unaware that you were even there. Finally, he let out a tired breath that was dangerously close to his side. His shoulders drooped to visibly lower Nicholas. I can't do it. I can't give him to them. Because you lost your privileges. Eric, your parents would figure something out. Derek frowned, his troubles plain on his face. But not one to keep the mood down, Derek tried to shake it off. A soft smile pulled at his face. He faced the sun and spoke into the slowly disappearing light. It's just one of those things It's just one of those things. It happens. Nicholas twitched in his deep sleep. Derek pulled him closer.
I've got a plan.
Don't worry. I've got a plan. Why did I lose bread privileges? Why do you think? I'll let you figure it out on your own. You waited for him to continue. With every word, more confidence filled his demeanor. We should go see Elizabeth and George. They must be crazy. They must be going crazy, wondering where we are. Unhappy. Agreed, and you just want to move on. You agreed. Trying to have the same optimism as here. I'm gonna say you agreed, but you're still unhappy. It made sense to find the rest of the group. You did not like Derek keeping his brother. You had gone off to find his parents for a reason. But Nicholas was his brother. You couldn't force Derek to part with him if he decided not to. Yeah, and we both know you're not, honey. So for lying. Alright. Backtracked to the roller coaster. Derek was shuffling behind him. He'd slowed down from the bustling place earlier. He had to be tired. Back to the sign. You measured if you were tall enough to ride the roller coaster. Elizabeth stood up with folded arms and George waved. Hi, Dad! Welcome, welcome. How are you? Nope. No, you don't. And for even attempting, you're sleeping outside. How are you, Dad? Hi, we're here. Elizabeth and George walked over and met you halfway. Hey. He scuffed one of his shoes on the ground. He felt the weight of Elizabeth's gaze and let out a nervous chuckle. He struggled to say, yeah, the parents' plan didn't work out. Sorry for taking so long. There was sort of a problem. I'm good. How are you, Daddy? Nicholas snuffled into Derek's shirt as he snored. Before she or George could ask for more details, Derek jumped in with another idea he'd hinted at. No. I don't want to get all soggy outside. Well, that's your problem. I'm gonna hold Nicholas until it's time to go home. The rest of you can keep having fun. Go do whatever you want. George uncomfortably pulled his shirt, stretching the fabric at the seams. I don't want to go. I want to help. He visibly felt bad about all this being put on Derek. You got the impression that if George was a little bigger, that he'd offer to take a turn holding his baby brother instead.
No.
No, it's okay. I'll be fine. What is that face, Luce? You really shouldn't waste all your time standing around with me. Plus, then who would help Elizabeth and Salem around the boardwalk? I haven't been here before. You know this place and can make sure they don't get lost or don't miss the good part. George turned to you and Elizabeth but hesitated with his answer. It would help me to know that we didn't send them off alone. They're our guests, right? George, okay. Thanks, George. Knowing Luce, he would probably just curl up in the bed with me. I'm just messing with you, Lucy. Derek leaned closer to Elizabeth and whispered, I don't want George to miss out on the boardwalk because of Nicholas or because of me. Please go with them and have some fun. Elizabeth and Derek made eye contact, and for all you could figure out, they had some sort of eldest sibling telepathy going on. You would try to steal my bed and cuddle with me, Luce. We both know it. I did nothing wrong. You did everything wrong. That was the only way you could explain it, because rather than arguing, she agreed to work with Derek. I'll do it. Elizabeth then lightly pressed her lips together and considered you. She snorted and lightly flicked her nose. But I don't need Salem with me. George isn't a pain. Derek's eyes creased, not expecting that. Right, I'll handle Derek. Okay. Yeah, I'll stay. Wait, I can stay with Derek? You're not going out by yourself, so what do you think? Nope. Salem.
You don't have to.
You don't have. Wait, Derek's voice was strangled and hushed.
You don't have to.
What about you? Why does it have to be just you? You could have just that we take turns watching Nicholas. Or you could even let Lucas's real parents take care of him.
It doesn't matter.
Wait, Derek shook his head and you felt your stubbornness spark.
It doesn't matter.
It's fine. Someone's gotta be here for Nicholas, and it's easiest if I do it, that's all. Well, now it's gonna be easier if we do it together.
Yeah, sure.
George, show me something interesting. George gulped but nodded. His gaze bounced between Elizabeth and your standoff with Derek, and he wisely decided to take his leave. George gulped and nodded. He gazed between Elizabeth and your standoff with Derek, and he wisely decided to take his leave. Okay. He led Elizabeth away, passing by assorted stalls. He seemed to have an idea of where he was going, so you figured he and your sister would probably have a good time. Derek shifted the weight from foot to foot, bouncing like the floor was on fire. It got more panicked. It felt more panicked the further it got more panicked the further away your sister and his brother got without you. Salem, you have to go. Mistress better than master? Yeah, I personally prefer mistress over master, but that's just me. But no, you don't get your bed Sorry, you do not get your bed privileges. I'm the one who decided to give him to our parents. It's not your fault. It's mine. You need to go have fun. You telling me I need to have fun kind of takes the fun out of it. When two of you are completely out of sight, Derek stopped his frantic movement, having spent all his excess nervous energy. He met his gaze head on, staring at the friend who simply couldn't help himself from being helpful. His face changed into something tense and small. He wondered how many times he did this. Took on all the responsibility so that others didn't have to be bothered. It didn't seem like he was called out on it much. Slowly, he smiled. His grin was tender enough to be genuine. Well then, if we're gonna be here anyways, we don't have to make ourselves miserable. Your angel friend? Barando's a real sweetheart. I adore him. Don't tell him I said that. Oh, okay. It's you and me. It's you and me, and well, Nicholas. It's you and me, and well, Nicholas time. Yeah!
Alright.
Alrighty. He lifted Nicholas higher and stood tall, ready to take on the world. In a friend way, yes. Yes, I do. I love all my friends. That I do not. I don't have a crush on anyone. Then his knees buckled and he blushed. Can we sit down somewhere? If anybody has a crush on him, I think it might be Lucy. I really don't. I adore Varandel, don't get me wrong, but I do not have a crush on him. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. After spending all that time searching high and low, you both needed a break. Mm-hmm. Sus. Sus. Sussy wussy. In Turbo, didn't you say you were gonna go to bed because it was really late for you? You both dragged yourselves over to a nearby bench that was thankfully empty and away from the crowd. Derek took a heavy seat and exhaled deeply and kept Nicholas clutched close to his chest. It was a familiar motion, one that Derek must have done hundreds of times before. And can't wait, Nicholas is so attached to you. Maybe you shouldn't take on everything by yourself. You don't like getting help, do you? I'm gonna say, I get why Nicholas is so attached to you. I mean, you're probably there for him as much as his mom and dad. It'd be hard for Nicholas not to be as attached to you as he is.
Maybe?
He appeared surprised at your observation and unsure of how to respond. Go to sleep, child. You appeared surprised at your observation. Oh, no, let's see. He leaned his head back and whispered into the sky. I don't think that's such a bad thing. You weren't sure what to make of that. It looked too sad for it to be the full truth. He didn't say more about it. After you both had settled, Derek carefully reached into his pocket. He struggled to dig around and to find what he was searching for. Aha! Pull his special snack baggie in triumph. It was still completely full, untouched from this morning. Derek tried to pick some morsels from the bag, but it was even harder to keep Nicholas from flopping over. Let me help. Derek blushed at your offer and became self-conscious over the fact that you noticed his difficulty.
Thanks.
Despite his embarrassment, he passed the snacks to you. He took the bag and steadied his hold on Nicholas. Oh, I just needed the granola chunks and... I just need to leave the granola chunks. You can leave the other stuff in there. And just some of it would be good. Is that your favorite? Yeah, but no. It's my favorite snack in the bag, but that's not the reason I want it. The other stuff isn't for me. Elbow's just done a super loud click. I'm gonna die, and you're not gonna die. You'll be fine. There's a handful of cereal Nicholas secretly likes that he can always. That way he can always have something that's not just his candies and cookies. I brought the walnuts for George in case we were out too long and he got hungry and... dropped his gaze from you shyly.
Honestly...
Walnuts are for you. You know, in case maybe you get hungry too. That's 4 handfuls. Oh, that's sweet. And what, you needed more for yourself? You guys. I'm gonna say that's so nice of you. Derek thought out of others a lot. Giving up 3/4 of his snack bag showed just how much.
No worries.
It's nothing. Go lie on your own bed then, Turbo! Oops. His tone was bright at your encouragement. Do you want any walnuts? You can take it. Say. Sure, thank you. He beamed more happy to share. He beamed more than happy to share. His plan had come in handy. You appreciated the snack. God, now I really want walnuts! Oh, I'm sorry. Let me grab the cannon and shoot you back to where you came from. He carefully pushed out some chunks of granola. They were slightly sticky to the touch. He dropped them into Eric's outstretched hand.
Thank you.
He popped one of the tiny oat clusters in his mouth and started chewing. You know, let's share our snacks with Derek. You wanted to eat and share your own snacks with Derek. You found your baggie and unzipped it. You started snacking along with Derek. Every so often, you plug out some granola from Derek's bag and pass it over in between bites. Want some? Derek held out your baggie in place where you could just pour it out for Derek if he said yes. His eyes lit up in amusement as he considered your snack.
Definitely.
That'd be great. Sharing is caring. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, and I've never had walnuts before. They're nice. Walnuts are probably my favorite nut. They're so yummy. And they taste really, really good if you put them in chocolate chip cookies. You tipped some snacks out of your bag for Derek, and he gratefully munched on them. Both of you leisurely enjoyed the time. Oops. We leisurely enjoyed the time. The bunch was comfortable. Food was delicious, and the scenery was busy enough that there was always something to watch. The munching and high-pitched snoring served as the only sounds between you for a while. You passed Derek the last cluster of granola. You had to really get it out of the bag. You had to really try to get it out of the bag around the cereal and walnut chunk. Good boy. Have a good rest of your night, sweetheart. He accepted it with great enthusiasm and took his final bite. He swallowed satisfied. Like a little kid. I mean, I know he's 13, but still. Absentmindedly patted Nicholas's head as he peered up and down the street. Something caught his eyes, and he lit up. You know, I was so focused on the boardwalk, I kind of forgot where we were. This is still the boardwalk. He was as excited as he had been towards the beginning of the day. Oh, and strawberry ice cream. Ooh, I want some ice cream.
Let's go.
Wanna rock around? There's a lot of interesting stuff here, even if we're only looking. Yeah, that sounds nice. Derek gave you a thumbs up and then himmed at Nicholas. Can you help me move him to my back? If that'll be easier in the long haul. You stood up to help. It took both of you fumbling around, but with effort you were able to get the little boy comfortably on Derek's back. And then you left the beach behind to explore the bustling waterfront park. While consciously deciding to, you gravitated toward the edge of the path closest to the sea. You study the beautiful ocean, your breath almost taken away by how the water sparkled under the last flickers of sunlight. The evening remained pleasantly warm despite the encouraging darkness. Your skin felt hot under your face paint. The paint had started to crack after its long exposure to the elements. Is it normal for Nicholas to fall asleep like this? Kind of. Sometimes something is so exciting that Nicholas bounces off the walls just imagining it. But by the time he actually gets there, he's already burnt himself out. I'm pretty sure Nico didn't sleep at all last night because he knew today was gonna be boardwalk day. I'm saying, oh, that's cute. It is really cute though. Derek grinned and pressed his cheek to Nico's. Grant should give you a raise. I hope Trojan was having I hope Nicholas is having a good dream. Just stay quiet and continue to observe the sunlight. I hope Nicholas is having good dreams.
Yeah.
I bet he is. Walking down the boardwalk was peaceful. The conversation was easy with the occasional giggles. Other groups of people passed by. Couples, young friend groups, and families with children all bustled about. You had slivers of conversation ranging from the mundane philosophical. Eric glanced at the faces around him and grinned to himself. It kind of feels like we're parents and this is our kid. Hi, Lucy. How are you, sweetie? He twisted around to show you. Nicholas with amusement. Yeah, we must not show this one. Oh yeah, next trip should be our wedding chapel. I'm gonna say he blushed, I'm not sure of how to respond. Derek's eyes widened at your shyness. It was contagious. He let out a nervous chuckle. Just since we're a pair taking care of a little kid. I'm good, cutie. He turned back, not able to face you any longer. As he led you down the boardwalk, you noticed a new skip and a step. I have an idea. Let's ride the Ferris wheel. We've officially given up on finding our parents, and even Nico can do that. That'd be perfect. Derek let out a whoop and turned around like it was a little happy dance. You laughed, charmed by his enthusiasm. You're gonna wake Nicholas if you keep that up. Even if I did, we'd drag him to the wheel anyways. That would rock him back to sleep. You smirked. Derek had an answer for everything. You both eagerly made your way through the crowd to get in line on the ride that was an option for you. Derek cautiously waved past the people, making sure no one accidentally bumped into Nicholas on the way. The line was short, and it didn't take long for you to start boarding the ride. You piled in the cabin. Derek placed Nicholas in the corner of the metal bench. He sat next to him. Nicholas snuffled while he was josted, but didn't wait. Derek grabbed his arms around him to steer him from falling forward. Nicholas unconsciously leaned his head over to rest on him. Oh my god. This kid is so goddamn adorable. You rested on the bench across from them, eye to eye with Derek. It felt sturdy under you. Derek's grin widened and tapped his toes together as he waited for the ride to start. And it did. The carriage car rocked forward. Slowly, you ascended into the sky. You could see the entire expanse of the boardwalk from the cabin. It was an amazing sight. From this height, the stalls and decorations looked like a magical land of toys. You glanced at Derek, curious if he was enjoying the view too. The sun had continued to sink as the Ferris wheel rose, and the light that reached the inside of the cabin through the little window was low. Sharp-edged shadows cut across Derek's body. He stopped shuffling his feet and switched to tapping his finger against the top of his knees in a jittery, uneven beat. But Nicholas still sound asleep. It felt like you were alone with Derek. He smiled at you in a good humor across the way. But there is an undercurrent of nervousness, and the shake of his hands had betrayed it. In the small space high in the air with no one else around, Derek took the chance to open up to you. So Salem, want to hear something kind of embarrassing about me? Sure, why not? Only if you want to tell me.
Okay.
Derek clasped under his hands. He was working over a bread dough. The bashful whisper of his tone made his secret hard to catch. Well, this is sort of the thing. Well, this sort of thing is kind of like a dream or something that I've got. Wait, sorry. Well, this sort of thing is kind of like a dream or something that I've got. Let's wait for him to explain. Derek shifted shyly. His head went low, but his eyes glanced up at you. When Derek spoke again, it was in a tiny voice. I'm talking about having somebody who's there when stuff like this happens. Your eyebrows shot up, but the rest of your body froze in place. Derek timidly sunk down in his seat. He brushed his little brother's bangs across. He brushed his little bangs away from his closed eyes. It was a nervous, momentary distraction. Nicholas offered him some emotional support by just being there. I like thinking about the people I love. I really seriously do like doing stuff that makes them happy. I don't want to have to stop doing any of that, even though it's annoying sometimes. Annoying for me and whoever tries to stick with me. He showed an apologetic grin for a moment before his intense earnestness returned. Derek tightened his hands into fists.
I don't know.
But I don't want to have to make that better by doing more for myself and less for them. What I really want is someone who is there for me. Then it'd be even better. My family cares about me, obviously, but a lot of the time, that's the thing I need help with. With the laugh, Derek liberally tousled the hair of the beloved pain in his side, who lay there, the youngest brother remaining blissfully unaware of the trouble he caused. The humor in his tone left Derek as quickly as it had appeared. He couldn't get away from how serious the topic was, or how much it truly meant to him. It'd be cool to have somebody who was on my side, who liked me because of me, and not because they're family and are supposed to love me. For a single instant, his eyes met yours. But then he instantly focused on the world outside the scuff, the clouded window of the old Ferris wheel. You could see a lopsided grin reflected on the glass. Don't tell my bros, I imagine some pretty dumb things. It's not dumb. It's not dumb. It's normal and nice.
Thanks.
The foggy face you can make and the window pane trembled. He wasn't ready to show it directly. You were glad you got a glimpse of it. He grasped the top of one knee and took a deep breath through his nose. When he exhaled, he carefully laid out a few more words for consideration. Hey Salem, is there anybody that you think... I'm not thinking, lean towards him. You're hanging on his words like the cabin you were seated. It was suspended from the wheel. But you never replaced that last part.
Forget it.
Never mind. Forget it. You can ask me anything if you want to. Don't worry about that. But thanks. You're great. It was just this idea I've been kicking around. I probably should think about it a little more. A lot more. Besides... Derek shrugged an arm and cocked his head down to the extra bit of company who was still gently snoring. It's kind of awkward to talk about all personal stuff with my baby brother right here, even if he is asleep. He's so sweet. He chuckled good-naturedly, moving a hand to scratch behind his ear. Maybe I can try again later. The back of his foot knocked against the lower wall of the outcropping metal seat on repeat. It sounded the end of the conversation, but that didn't mean nothing else was on his mind. Derek was always considering something, and most of the time, it was other people. Things someone else might have missed or forgotten weren't taken for granted by him. Thanks for helping with the snacks before. The piece of appreciation was given easily. The next, though, was far meeker.
And thanks for coming with me.
God! Why does this game have to be so cute? I'm gonna say you're welcome was nothing, Nintendo. Thanks for letting me come with you. This time, Derek shared his bright, bashful face directly with you. You could always count on him. That was a certainty, and Derek knew the sentiment was mutual. You would look out for him whether he did it for himself or not, whether he asked you to or not, and whether he wanted you to or not. That was just as sure. Not much more was said before the ride came to a steady, inevitable end. He disembarked from the cabin with Nicholas securely in Derek's arms. Derek's arms, okay. You wouldn't mind me lurking? Of course not, sweetie. You're good. He strolled from the exit to the nearest stall to ask the employee what time it was. 8 p.m. was quickly approaching. We gotta go to the meetup place. Can you help me with Nico on my back again? No, let me take turns again. I was gonna say, how about I carry him now? Instinctively, Derek pulled back. He clung tighter to his younger brother, keeping the weight of the burden squarely on himself. You waited, calm and stable. Ultimately, the tension on his face and hesitancy. Ultimately, the tension in his face and the hesitancy in his heart faded, and he accepted your offer graciously. That'd be great. Thanks, Salem. Derek shifted his grip on Nicholas before he propped the small boy over your shoulders. He tucked your elbows around Nico's knees and hunched over so he wouldn't slip off. Nicholas draped heavily on your back like a fluffy car patterned cape. He wasn't that heavy, but you could easily imagine how carrying the extra load would get tiresome after a while. Derek definitely needed a break. Perfect. Together you wandered across the path. People surrounding you were quite full of enthusiasm, bustling from ride to ride and store to store. But a quiet pace had settled between you and Derek. Your day at the boardwalk was already coming to an end. The sky had gone completely dark by the time you reached the meeting spot, but the world around you was still awash with light. Street lamps bore down on you while spotlights shot upwards to illuminate the biggest rides. You and Derek huddled at the side of the path. You wanted to stay out with the other visitors who were trickling off to the parking lot and the ones who were rushing the opposite way for a last-minute excursion on the boardwalk. You hope the strangers enjoy themselves, but for you and Derek, plus the sleeping Nico, there was nowhere to go. At least not until you caught sight of your currently missing family members.
I figured.
We beat them. I'm not surprised. You used the break as an opportunity to readjust Nico. He started to slide a bit during the trip over. Since there were only two awake members of your group, you both wordlessly kept your eyes peeled. Every figure approaching in the distance was scrutinized and then disregarded just as another stranger. That process repeated for a few minutes, but eventually two shadowed forms coming down the path stepped under the light, and you immediately recognized them. George! Elizabeth! Derek jumped and waved his hands over his head. He was entirely free to draw attention to himself that way thanks to you taking over piggybacking. I can't fucking read. Even on the other end of the boardwalk, you could tell Elizabeth was smirking. Oh, that's cute. When Derek's brother and your sister rejoined in the first stall, you were both proven right. She was definitely leering a smirk. It's very cute. You think it's very cute that you're taking turns with the precious baby. It is cute. Ha! Derek barked out a laugh. Alyssa's smile wasn't the only notable thing on her face, and even Derek wasn't polite enough to let her get away with it. Maybe, but what's that on your forehead? The oldest kid hadn't returned exactly the same way you'd left her. She now had a bright white golf ball embezzled on her skin with the non-toxic water suitable paint. I like your new look. For some reason, my goofy tail thought it was supposed to be a disco ball. With a small huff, Elizabeth plainly laid out her case. George and I talked about sports we liked. When I told him I did golf, he suggested I get a face paint of that. I did, and it was fun. Her chin was high as she spoke with defiance. Elizabeth absolutely refused to be embarrassed by her change of mind. George stood at your sister and proudly took credit for the accomplishment. Good job, George! She didn't want to do it before because she was being Eliza Brat. Oh! George got savage! Huh?
Nice try.
Better than being a forge. George and Elizabeth chuckled at the quiz. Apparently, they had unique nicknames for one another now. It left Derek nearly speechless.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, no words, just the wow. Clearly, you and Derek weren't the only ones who went through a bonding experience this evening. That's so cute, Elizabeth. It's sweet that you're getting on. A smile of fun. We had fun. I feel like I'm being replaced. That's so cute, Elizabeth. I'm sorry, what? I can't hear the last. I'm sorry, what? I can't hear the last word when you said it. How convenient. Lighthearted drifted around your group. Whether you're divided up or all together, the Schwarz and Pauws kids enjoyed each other's company. Your sister then exhaled calmly and followed it with a sage nod. I'll take Nicholas now. Oh. Whether Derek was going to agree or disagree with the offer, you didn't know, but Elizabeth didn't mind giving him a chance. She wasn't suggesting what he thought she was. We've got like 10 or 15 minutes left. The two of you should use it. What? You're gonna leave him? You want us to leave him with you? Uh-huh. Wait. Uh-huh. That's probably the tone she would give. Derek took a hesitant step back and turned his face away. Expression tense, the same way it had the first time he realized Nika was gonna be asleep for the rest of the trip. Nicholas is gonna be mad if I'm not there. The resistance was a weak mumble, and his middle brother spoke up with more boldness. Nicholas isn't gonna know, and when he doesn't know, what won't kill him? George. Sorry. I did not see the words. Derek was at a loss when Derek was at a loss on where that had come from. You hadn't expected it either. George was never the rule bender. You must have missed even more than you thought during this time with Elizabeth. Come on, Boric. Live a little. Come on, Boric. Live a little. You two are my heroes, so you gotta help Derek. You know what, Boric? Live a little. I don't think that nickname works as well for me as it does George. That's beside the point.
Hurry up.
See? Even your darling Salem wants you to stop being such a goody two-shoes for a single second. Go have fun for Pete's sake. Yeah, hurry. You have stuff to do at the boardwalk while we're at the boardwalk. He shyly scuffed his sneakers on the ground with a doe-eyed expression. That was more than expected from Nicholas. It was exceedingly rare to tell Derek that this plan it was exceedingly rare for anyone to tell Derek what the plan was. He was used to coming up with the ideas and taking charge. Derek glanced at you. It was impossible not to smile at him. Alright, I'll do it. Me too. Finally! Or rather, finally. There was a quick passing of Buck as Elizabeth took Nicholas into her hand. She carefully positioned his head against her shoulder and cradled his legs under her forearm. Derek found the whole satisfactory and entrusted his youngest brother to her the same way he'd let her borrow the responsibility of watching out for George. No more time was wasted. You shot off down the boardwalk one more time. The flow of traffic had shifted even more when you started waiting with everyone except for you moving towards the exit. You pushed against the tide into the heart of the park. You're sprinting hand in hand, you're sprinting side by side. No, we're gonna hold hands! We're gonna be cutesy wootsy today! Hand in hand. The two of you had reached for the other on an instinct. In the heart of the chase, neither wanting to be separated in the crowd and both yearning to be as close as possible. Your feet and heart were beating hard. Derek shouted over the sound of a breathless, thrilled voice. The lines are gonna be short this late, but I don't. The doors. The lines are gonna be short this late, but I don't think we can do two. Which do you want to do? Or we don't have to go on a ride at all. We'll get a treat. Let's ride the roller coaster. All right. The joy in his cheer betrayed how disappointed he must have been. The joy in his cheer betrayed how disappointed he must have really been to miss out on the roller coaster before. He had put on a brave face before, and in the end, had a chance to get his due reward. You would make certain that he got that ride. You and Derek sped straight to your goal. You couldn't help but tilt your head back every so often as the roller coaster loomed closer. As Derek had theorized, the line wasn't even half the length it was most of the day. It only took you a few minutes before you were on the platform and awaiting your ride. And even better, you got the very front row seats on the coaster. You jumped into the cart along with Derek and pulled the safety bar down in front of you. He was bursting with anticipation, so the restraints were especially useful. A clicking sounds like the winding of a clock chimed, and the ride began to its gradual climb upward. It reached the summit, and after an appropriately stomach tightening pause, it rolled over the edge. Cool summer air had rushed over your face and whipped your hair as you descended at a breakneck speed. Derek threw his arms into the air as he squealed in delight. Woo! I really hope that didn't pick my mic, and I apologize if it did. You were jolted in your seat, vibrating with the motion of the coaster. Derek and you took turns knocking into each other around every bend. You both laughed every time. When you both came to a jarring stop back at the station, you lifted the restraints together and made your exit down the other side of the ride. Derek ruffled his hand through his hair to straighten out his characteristic spikes. He was absolutely beaming on the way out. Oh, hush, Lucy. Derek stared at the sparkling stars up beyond the glitz and glamour of the boardwalk. There was a peace between you that hadn't been there at any other moment during your trip.
Phew.
Hey. His eyes had stolen the shine from the cosmos where he placed his gaze back on you. It was way too awkward to talk about this before with my little brother right there, but I just want to say I really like hanging out with you, Salem. I love my brothers and parents a ton, and my other friends are great too, but when I have to pick someone to team up with, I think about you. Ah! This cute boy! He shrugged his shoulders with a shy grin. Derek was someone you could count on for... He shrugged his shoulders with a shy grin. Derek was someone you could count on for honesty, but sometimes it still surprised you what he was capable of. I think of you too. Why? You didn't admit that earlier, you jokes. I'd partner with you anytime. Oh, cool. There's no haste or worry of separation, but Derek's hand still found its way to yours. You threaded your fingers together with his. The soft touch squeezed at your heart even more than your hand. This is so cute. Getting the chance to spend some time with really just the two of you was more than you could have hoped for. You owed Elizabeth that one. Despite taking an extra jaunt around the boardwalk, you still arrived at the entrance before your parents. However, there had been a shift in the group. Nicholas was awake. As soon as Derek noticed the small third figure standing by Elizabeth and George, he started like he was hit by a bolt. You felt him squeeze his fingers around your hand. In his stunned state, he made a break for his sibling, bringing you along with him. Oh my god, he's so precious. The motion was not exactly subtle, and it caught the attention of the boy in question. He let out a shout when he saw your rapid approach. Well, technically, it wasn't your arrival that had an impact. This is why I adore this kid. He's just so cute and precious, and I just want to protect him. Nicholas sprinted away from the meeting spot, not willing to wait a single second for the reunion. He crashed into Derek, wrapping his arms around his brother's thighs and sticking his head in the space between Derek's legs. Oof. Oops. It was powerful enough to knock Derek off balance. You had to release your hands so he could swing his arms out to the side to stop his wobbling. Hello? There we go. Once he was sure he wasn't going to topple over, Derek bent down and scooped up his hanger-on. Seeing Derek carry Nicholas felt extremely familiar by this point, considering that had been the case for the entire afternoon. But Derek wasn't sick of it yet. He could handle it for a little longer. Derek nudged his head towards the other two members of your party, encouraging to come. Together, you and Derek walked the rest of the way to the boardwalk entrance, while Nicholas clung onto Derek to the whole way. George waved you over.
Welcome back.
Hey! And the moment you were whispering in whispering distance, you were greeted by a hushed message from your own big sibling. Good work. She put a finger on her cheek and smirked suggestively. It confused you for a second before you realized she had seen you holding hands even from a distance. Derek slowly kneeled to let Nicholas down. The little boy stood on his own feet, but his two hands didn't detach. They only grasped the hem of Derek's jersey instead. While brushing his brother's messy hair, Derek glanced up at Nico's temporary babysitter. He stared at them questioningly. What happened? Was the obvious unspoken question. He's only been up for a few minutes. Yeah, and he was really grumpy at first because you weren't there. But we got him talking about the dream adventure he had when he was sleeping to keep him busy, and that worked. It was really funny. Nico had a good time too. George beamed with pride at the success, and you noticed how much closer he stood to Elizabeth. Your sister accepted his company just as welcomingly. They were their own partners in crime for that day. I'm basically positive that after about 5 seconds, he stopped telling us his actual dream and was making it all up. But it was all cute. Derek blinked at the two as he witnessed the miracle, as if he had witnessed a miracle. He kind of was, in a small way. He was able to pass the mantle of responsibility, and everything turned out fine. However, Elizabeth and George wouldn't be replacing Derek anytime soon, or likely ever. Nicholas may have behaved for a bit, But now that his biggest brother was here, the young lad wanted to be taken care of. His gaze dropped to the ground as he pulled at Derek's shirt. Derek, my tummy hurts! I want ice cream! What? First he says my stomach hurts, and then he says I want ice cream. Kid! So help me! Derek, my tummy hurts! I want ice cream! No ice cream, Nico. That's not gonna help your stomach. But you can have some of my snacks. I saved you part of it. Derek's tone really sold the idea. It was full of appeal from the fact that it was his snacks. He could hype up a better product than any of the employees running games on the board rack. Nicholas brightened immediately. He clasped his own collar and leaned his head all the way back to look up at his brother's face from where he stood against Derek's leg. He wasn't waiting long. Derek pulled the baggie out from his pocket and sifted through the mix of walnuts and cereal to pick out the treat especially chosen for Nico. Once he collected a small handful, he passed it over to Nicholas, carefully dropping the round cereal puffs one by one. In Nicholas's tiny palm, the amount was almost overflowing. Nicholas gratefully received the offering. He shoved the whole thing in his face and ate directly out his hand. It reminded you of feeding oats to a pony, except in this case Nicholas was both the feeder and the fed. Derek nodded in satisfaction and rolled the bag over in his palm. George, these are for you. He gathered the last wayward piece of cereal and then offered the well-worn bag of nothing but walnuts to the middle child. It's been a really long day and they're still the right back. You should eat something. George didn't argue with that. He gladly accepted his brother's thoughtful gesture.
Thank you.
George plucked out the last one from the pack, the heartiest looking nut in the bunch, and took a bite out of it. No? I really want some walnuts now. And no, I'm not kidding. I actually do want walnuts. I know what I'm getting next time I go shopping. Do you want any?
Thanks.
You know what? I would. Thanks. Elizabeth was the third person who took a turn of opening a hand to receive a snack. George shook a few of the nuts in her awaiting palm. Derek, you and Salem can have some too. Nicholas's fingers remained pushed against his mouth, but his distinct chomping stopped. Muffled words filtered through the handful of half-crushed cereal.
Okay.
I can share too! He stuck his sticky palm up Derek's face instead of his own. Excuse me. The gesture had crumbs escaping down his shirt. Nico couldn't reach high enough to get it all the way to his brother's mouth. Why is this kid so freaking precious? Derek shook with giggles and poured Nico's wrist and poked Nico's wrist to nudge the pile of soggy cereal away. He had to take a second to breathe before he could explain himself. I've got I've got some cereal right here. That'll be from you. Thanks, Nicholas. I'm gonna eat it. That logic sound to Nicholas, or maybe just seeing his brother smile made Nicholas smile too. Either way, he accepted that not taking more of the cereal counted as him sharing it. But he wasn't done. Nicholas turned around on a dime, arm still outstretched in position, his hand towards you. Amazingly, he wanted to share some with someone other than Derek. Hello, Moon! Welcome, welcome. How are you? You kiddos are too nice. Yes, they are my legs! Feel free to admire. You also see a tail swaying behind them. Not swaying, what the heck? Is that even a word? Ugh. You cute ass me. You knew he was trying to be nice and that was adorable. Before Nicholas could start flinging bits of cereal at you in his eagerness to share, a warm voice boomed in the din of a busy boardwalk. Good evening, family and friends. This is Mr. Schwartz. And not only him, you spotted all four of the parents waving their way through the crowd. Thank you! We're here. The sight of his mommy and daddy, Nicholas forgot all about feeding his pre-chewed snack. He smacked the remaining cereal in his mouth so he could see both his hands. So he could use both his hands to wave at his parents. Dad! Mom! Derek called back with excitement. The parents The parents picked up the pace and came together around their children. Drinks were shared between the adults and kids. Hey, Moon Ghost, do you want to see my shoes too? I'm showing off the lower half of my body today. Immediately, Maud noted the face paint that was now adorning your group.
Wonderful.
You all look so wonderful. You all look wonderful. So creative. Nicholas forced himself to swallow the mouthful. This was the moment he'd been waiting for. He sucked a huge breath pointed to his cheek and screeched. Ah! There's a spider! There's a spider! Oh, you're right. It's a spider. My goodness, it's terrifying.
Be careful.
Don't make any quick movements, kiddo. It might bite you.
Yes.
Yes, wait there. I'll help you, son. Mr. Suarez gave Nicholas his chubby cheek a pinch to get rid of the dangerous arachnid. He retracted his hand in shock and realized it was in fact only paint. Nicholas snickered gleefully at the hubbub among the grown-ups. Among the grown-ups, mission accomplished. Every time I play this game, I can't help but smile. It's just too cute and wholesome. Mr. Schwarz then clasped their hands together and changed the topic. Well, everyone, I'm sorry you beat us here. Hopefully you weren't waiting too long.
This is gonna be great.
Nah, it was fine.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you waiting for us. We went on a very lovely bike ride across the boardwalk.
Really?
Really? You were out there pedaling around on bikes? Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Elizabeth and George's faces of genuine surprise at the new help to distract from the awkward knowing glances shared with Derek. Returning them was a real hassle. That's why we got here late. Definitely worth it though. It was. And did you children have a good day? Nicholas threw his hands in the air to answer with full force. Yeah! Derek softly patted his littlest brother's head. His voice was much quieter. Yeah. You, George, and Elizabeth nodded and offered your own points of agreement.
That's great.
That's great. I'm sure you made the most of what you had, but we better get going. It's very late. Perhaps we should pick up dinner on the way home? Absolutely. It's been hours since we left, and Nicholas can't always sleep in the car since we won't be home before bedtime either. All the kids looked for Nicholas, had their face go completely flat, and Elizabeth snorted. Mrs. Schwarz didn't miss that instant reaction. She raised a brow. Derek straightened the bands on his wrist and broke the news to his mom. There was a glint of amusement in her eyes. Sorry, Mom. I don't think that's gonna happen. Nicholas remained oblivious to the discussion going on about him. He was leaping and bouncing from board to board, completely refreshed. His mother frowned. It was obvious to her what had occurred. Mr. Schwarz was unflustered. He shared some dignified optimism. Well then, he'll be up to keep us company. True. We'll all be together.
Good job, team.
Oops. Those words reached the small ears of the youngest person there. Nicholas held onto Derek's abdomen, liking the sound of that promise. His older brother looked down at him warmly.
Good job, team.
Good to have you back, Nico and George. Good to have you back, Nico. And George, you're such a reliable bro. He wrapped one arm around Nicholas and reached over to pull his other brother into a hug. George welcomed and reciprocated the embrace. The Schwarz trio snuggled together in a tight squeeze, and their flaking face paint rubbed off on each other. That's adorable. Gaze wandered from the public display of affection, and you went to your older sister. Elizabeth was definitely not a hugger, but you whispered your own siblingly appreciation for her. Thanks for the help before. You owe me one. I knew that was coming.
Let's go.
That was all that was needed to be said. Your completed party took their final steps on the boardwalk, heading straight towards the parking lot. Mrs. Schwarz was leading the pack. Mom! Hey, Mom! Nicholas shouted in a way to get his mother's attention from behind while still using one hand to grip Derek. Guess what? Elizabeth carried me! Are we gonna go to Taco Bell? Oh, sounds yummy. She did. That's so considerate. Elizabeth?
Oh.
Elizabeth! Your moms were walking arm in arm, sharing a hushed commentary with each other at distance from the group and teetering what they heard. They say, "You're so sweet, Elizabeth." Mm-hmm, I am. I feel that who carried Nicholas the most today should get the biggest say in what we have for dinner. Which would be Derek.
My thoughts exactly.
I second that. Sounds fair to me. Then we're all agreed. I guess this means Derek will be our dinner decider for the night.
Maybe.
Probably. Derek scratched the spider on his cheek and chuckled eerily. He shrugged without comment and simply continued to walk. His little brother stayed at Derek's side, and they bumped along together. You strolled with Elizabeth while the parents surrounded the set of siblings at the front and from behind. Derek's hands were full with Nicholas and George, but he snuck a fond glance over at you. None of his excitement had faded. The night was still young, and the night was still young and bright, and you knew you could count on every person there. Despite being miles away from Sunset Bird, you felt right at home. Okay, we're gonna save here. This was already a pretty freaking long stream. Did we say? What is this brotherly love? Okay, so we can just quit here. Yes. Yeah. Oh, come on. And boop. Ah, dang it. Oh no. Come on. Let me click and drag the thing I want to click and drag. God damn it. There we go. Thank you guys so much for coming to the stream this evening. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys did too. Oh, the shoes! You want to see the shoes? All right, hold on. Where is it? Oh. Thank you guys so much for coming to the stream this evening. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. If you're watching this as a VOD, be sure to like and subscribe. I am on Twitter and Tumblr. If you would like to follow me and you know, stalk me. I don't know. If you like what you see here on my channel and want to financially help support me, I have a Stream Elements donation page. If you would, if you so want to. I also have a Throne if you want to send me presents at any point in time, and a treat stream if you want to send me snackies the next time I stream. You do not have to. Please do not feel forced to. It is not an obligation, but if you do, I will hug you and probably cry. I dropped my mouse again. But that's it. But that's all for tonight. Have a good one, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!